Welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. This afternoon we are watching and reacting to Panama U20 versus Canada U20 CONCACAF U20 Championship 2026 Group C, the opening match of this tournament for both these teams. Of course, it started Friday. Mexico won their game. USA won their game. Let's see if Canada can win their game in this group stage. Panama sub-20 contra Canada sub-20. La sub-20 Copa Campeonato de la CONCACAF Grupo C, primer partido. Jornada 1. In Puebla, Estadio Universitario Buap. I guess that's where Lobos used to play, which Canadians here are good. Sergey Kozlov. Yeah, I'm getting pretty damn tired, am I? I mean, Sholajimo would have been good, but he's injured. Kozlovsky. Sergey Kozlovsky. There we go. Sergey Kozlovsky. Zane Bruno. Owen Graham Roach. Anton Bossenberry. Pretty damn good players. But starting 11s are as follows. For Panama in goal, Alberto Ruiz. The back four of Anthony Ramos. We have Oliver Campos. Jose Wood. And Sharon Stewart, the midfield three of De Gracia. We have Robin Benitez. Did they really name that kid over after Iron Robin? Ernesto Gomez, the midfield, the front three of Moises Richards, Raheem Cuello, and Gerson Gordon. For Canada, in goal, we have Nathaniel Abraham. The back four of Clovis Archange. We have Felix Samson, Sergey Kozlovsky, and Zane Bruno. The midfield four of Anton Bossenberry, Dillon Judelson. We have Emick Futsing and Liam McKenzie. And up top, we have Marius Anero and Owen Graham Roach. Gaboglo not on the squad with the trade or the transfer. Richard Chukwu is on the squad, though. He is on the bench, so his injury was nothing. Walter Sedin now on the squad. Sholajimo off the squad due to injury. Of course, that happens to Canada, yeah. But with that being said, here we are. We'll sing the anthems once they walk out. Don't worry. We'll sing the anthems. Well, if they show it on TV. Either way, here we are. We'll review this game once it's over, and hopefully Canada does a good job here. I don't think this is the first time I've done a Canada under team or game on this channel. I think I did during the pre-Olympico in 2021, but Gimo, Jesse Saputo, and Gaboglo off the squad. Yep. So, there you go. Boys still have Graham Roach. So, we'll see what happens. 90 minutes. Panama anthem. I think Canada's wearing an old jersey. The Panamanian anthem first. At least we didn't miss the anthems. games in Mexico. Must be a scout there with that book. Here we go. The Canadian anthem will be played second. Panama wearing red, Canada wearing white. Panama get to wear, even their U20s get to wear their World Cup kits. How we doing, Risklander? Canada, not so much. It's old, white Canada jerseys from like, what, 2 cycles ago? Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can see your comments. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. All right, there we go. Teams are shaking hands and we're ready to go. Starting 11s are as follows for Panama. In goal, Ruiz, Stewart, Wood, Campos, Ramos, De Gracia, Benitez, Gomez, Richards, Cuello, and Gordon for Panama. The sub-20 side, of course. How we doing, Dillon? How we doing? We'll review this game once it's over. Of course, tomorrow we have the Central American Cup predictions. Coin toss. Ishmael Lopez from Mexico is the center ref. That could be interesting. We'll see what happens. Canada, starting 11. Oh, Jesse Marsh is the manager. In goal, Abraham, Kozlovsky, Judelson, Samson, Archange, Bruno, Futzing, McKenzie, Bostonberry, Graham Roach, and Inero. A 4-3-3 for Canada under Jesse Marsh. It's on TUDNA. Game's on TUDNA. In Canada, I would think it's on One Soccer, but Jesse Marsh is managing this game for Canada. So there you go. At least that's what TUDNA says. I know he's there. Andy Albano from Belize is the VAR referee. So we do have VAR at this game. Thought it was One Soccer. Yeah, Jesse Marsh and Biello were at this camp. But it looks like he's actually managing it. They really... Because Canada could do whatever they want about managers. He's the Canadian manager, and he wants to qualify this team to the Olympics, and especially the Olympics, but you got to do the U20 World Cup before you can even get to the Olympics. It helps Canadian football. So you know what? If he cares and he cares that much, let him do it. That's my type of manager. Shit, I'd do the same thing too. I don't blame him one bit. On the men's side, it all matters. And getting the U20 team to the Olympics matters. Canada trying to return to the World Cup in this category for the first time since 2007. To do that, they have to win the quarterfinals. To make the Olympics, they have to do better than Mexico, pretty much. Playing forward. Canada has to either finish... Oh, that's out for a throw. Canada either has to finish second if in the final they're playing the United States. If they're playing Mexico in the final, they have to win the final. Where's the match? I got Fubo TV 1 Soccer. I don't see it. I have it on TUDNA. It's on the full 1 Soccer app. You have to have the 1 Soccer app. It's on the app. Not on the cable channel. It's on the app. Because on the cable channel on Fubo, it's showing the CPL. You have to have the full app to see this game. Which is just, really? This matters more. I mean, look at me. I'm watching this game instead of CPL. Like, hey, this game matters more. It's our future. It's our future. Why would you want... I mean, I know the CPL. The CPL can wait a week, in my book. Put those on the app. To be honest, well, probably only diehards are watching this match. That's not how it should be. It should be easier for people in Canada. The World Cup just finished. Why wouldn't they want to see our future play? How we doing, Henry? How we doing? World Cup U20 we won, and Olympics, of course, important. That's why Jesse Marsch is coaching this game. He actually cares. And you think he's going to leave Canada. I didn't think he was lying when he said he never coached the USMNT. I believed him. If he didn't care, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. And I don't believe it's a long con. Playing forward. Man actually cares. He actually cares about Canada. The starting left back is from Forge. Yes. Zane Bruno plays for Forge. Yep. Playing over the top. Canada in white, Panama in red. No Shola Jimo, though. He's injured. And off the squad. Not today. The whole squad. I don't know how he got injured. But Canada has more possession than Panama. Yep, Jesse Marsch is there. Look at that. Told you. Club Medico wants Roma to bid $7 million for Israel Reyes. He's not even worth $7 million. I mean, it's a pittance, but why would they? No way. Too bad Marcelo Flores and Santi Lopez are too old. Marcelo by 2 and Santi Lopez by 1. Yeah. Santi Lopez's generation lost to Guatemala in the U20 championship as well on penalties. But yeah, of course, it was 2024. Yep, that one wasn't fun. Over the top. Funnily enough, that's going to go and get picked up by the goalie. 0-0, 0-0. Shola's out for all the games. That's what it looked like to me. He's injured and got dropped off the roster. Free kick for Panama. Yeah, I know you meant Jesse. No, whatever. Goal kick. Playing forward. Brought down. Cross in. That's out for a goal kick for Abraham. Canada's looking good, but this game's definitely sloppy. This game definitely looks sloppy. Not exactly what you want to see. Good jump. Good. Go. Bostonberry. Bostonberry on the ball. Dumps it back. Canada still on the ball. Okay, they're starting to work this out. Inero. Into Bostonberry. Into the box. Graham Roach. Cross. Nobody was there. Okay. I like that. Actually was more dangerous than the men's team at the World Cup. There was nobody at the end of that cross, and that was still more dangerous than half the shit the men did at the World Cup. So you know what? Okay. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. That was actually okay. All right. Free kick or player down for Canada. That'd be Graham Roach. Graham Roach is down outside the pitch. Delivered a good cross. It's just nobody was at the end of it. I mean, he did take a bad little spill on the back of his head, but Panama on the ball. Okay, yeah, he did take a hard bump on his back and neck. Yeah, I can see how that would sting a little bit at the worst, or at best would sting a little bit. Canada pressing. Jesse Marsh is the manager, so they pressing like dogs. I love it. Bostonberry passes the ball forward to Archange, and that's going back to the goalie, Ruiz, for a goal kick. I like what I'm seeing so far from Canada. I really do. Definitely respectable. Solid play. They look like the better team. And there's one over the top. Chipped over the bar. Chipped over the bar by Cuello. Yep, chipped over the bar by Cuello. I'm watching on TUDNA, and it's on the One Soccer app, not the Fubo channel, by the way. It's on the One Soccer app, not the One Soccer Fubo channel. So, or the Telus channel. I got TUDNA though, so. And I would assume maybe Tubi, since it's not on any Fox Sports channels proper. I'm going to guess Tubi. Fox Sports on Tubi. Probably. Considering it's not on Fox Soccer Plus, and it said it would be as well. Oh, it's on Tubi. Yeah, go check out Tubi. It might be on there for the Fox Sports channel. Especially if you have a USA VPN. Well, there you go. It's on Tubi. Well, there you go. The One Soccer app is where this game can be found. They're putting CPL game on Fubo, on the channel, the linear channel. But the app has this game. But if you have a VPN set, either go to Tubi and see if you can get Fox Sports on Tubi in Canada. And if not, set your VPN to USA. You don't even have to have an account. Set your VPN to USA and then watch the game on that. Boom. Ball crossed in. Header down. Goal. Goal! Canada scores! Canada gets the goal. And it's Fotzing. Emmerich Fotzing with a goal. 0-1, 0-1. What a header from Emmerich Fotzing. Scores and gives Canada the lead within 10 minutes. 0-1. Emmerich Fotzing. CONCACAF's U20 outside of America. Well, in Canada, it's on. Well, we'll see. You can check that too. Anton Boston, Sergei Kozlovsky with the assist. Kozlovsky with the assist. Son is happy. Sergei Kozlovsky with the assist to Emmerich Fotzing. What a cross. What a cross, and he got up there. Good header, too. Near post or far post. Far post from the cross, near post for Fotzing. But, yeah, what a header. Good job. Ninth minute. 0-1, 0-1. Canada leads, and Kozlowski with the assist. I know Sun's going to be happy with that one. Kozlowski with the assist on the Fotzing goal. Played over the top. Canada's, this is what, if only the main team could play like this. TUDNA, good. All right. You know, if only the main men's team could play like this. This is awesome. I love this. It was a little bit sloppy to start, but they're getting it now. I like what I'm seeing. Why can't the men's team do this? The CPL connection, get it done. Why can't the men's team do this? Like the senior men's team. Why can't they do this? This is awesome. I've never seen it. I've never. Like, I'm not saying the men's team is bad, but this actually looks like ideal Marsh football. Like, I'm not saying what the men's team is good, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not ideal. Bostonberry plays it forward to Inero. Inero, that's out for a throw to Panama. I like what I'm seeing. 0-1 to Canada. 0-1. Canada. Lead. The more goals we get, the better. For the points and the goal differential. Header. And Graham Roach is on the ball. Goes down. Penalty. Penalty. Para Canada. Oh. Yellow card for Campos, the captain. I mean, yeah, that's obviously. I need to see if they go to VAR for it, but that's. I think, yeah, that is. He just pushed him over. He just went and ran into his back and pushed him over. Penalty. No question. Penalty. Over the top. Like, why you run into his back? Not that I'm mad about it, but would Jesse Marsh be the coach of the U20 World Cup? Well, I mean, if he has an open window, I'm sure he would. McKenzie to take the penalty. It is Liam McKenzie to take the penalty for Canada. To make it 2-0 for Canada. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Or 4 minutes. 2 goals in 4 minutes, maybe. Liam McKenzie to take the penalty against Ruiz for Panama in goal. Liam McKenzie. Let him take the damn thing. Ugh. McKenzie gets a chance to take it. Runs up. Shot. Goal! Goal! Liam McKenzie scores the goal. And it's 2-0 to Canada. 0-2. Liam McKenzie with a penalty. Easy as you like. I love what I'm seeing. Awesome. 2-0. Boom. I don't know what he was thinking. 12th minute, 14th minute penalty for McKenzie. Boom. Just rifles it into the back of the net. Well, he wasn't nervous, I can tell you that much. Keeper went the right way, but the ball went way further than him and faster. 0-2 Ceroros, Canada. Out for a corner. Nope, free kick. Good penalty. Amazing penalty. Well, you're right. That's what they should do. They should protest it. I think Canada's better at this level. I thought Panama was better at this level. Canada's ripping them to shreds. Maybe these Canadians should be playing for the senior team. I don't disagree. This is the best I've seen a Jesse Marsh Canada team play. No joke. Like, this looks like ideal Jesse Marsh football. I think we have to start having some conversations. Ball crossed in, header, that's out for a goal kick. I think we got to start having some conversation. I mean, he's not. I said it before him. I said it before he even said it. That this looks like perfect Jesse Marsh football comparatively to what the men's team is. And I'm not saying the men's team is shit. What I'm saying is the men's team definitely has their weaknesses. Preferably the thing that matters the most. Putting the ball in the back of the net. This team plays with a high press, and they've put the ball in the back of the net twice. They haven't missed their chances. They've put away their chances. Well, was Jonathan David good at the World Cup besides that, the hat trick against a 9-man Qatar? No. Do I think he could have done better? Yeah. Do I think he would have been better off if Marcelo Flores was feeding them balls to his feet instead of the crossing? Graham Roach with a cross. Saved. Yeah. This is without Shola. Exactly. This team would be even better with Shola. Mostly CPL players and MLS backups and a couple from the Euros, but play them instead of players all over Europe. Clubs, that's definition loco insanity. Well, these players should become players that could go to Europe. If they're this good, right, of course they're going to start in MLS. They're North American or the CPL. They're Canadian. It's going to be very hard for them to start in Europe unless they're like Segor, who has a Croatian passport. Or like Pulisic, who I know he's American, but he also has a European Croatian passport. If they're English and have an English passport, then that works too. But, I mean, you know. I didn't say do it. I said have conversations. Sergei Shola going to Europe for sure. I agree with that. Hell, I think Bostonberry will at some point. Zane Bruno, maybe. But either way, throw in, headed away, Panama, headed away by Canada. I mean, Canada's defense looks great, and they're finishing their chances. Well, what I'm saying is Pulisic got to start his career in Germany because he has a Croatian EU passport. Segor got to start his career in Croatia because he has a Croatian passport. He got to start in Europe because. So, like, point is, those players had European blood to wow the European, and also were being sniffed around by their European heritage teams as well. When you're North American, it's hard to have that start off unless. Also, the German Klinsmann babes, so to speak. Mexico. Okay, Jonathan David, yeah. Jonathan David did play for Ghent. Pretty damn young. That is true. But I feel like he's more well, he was a very special player. Tajon MLS, went La Liga, but he started in MLS. Tanny, NCAA, started in college, then MLS, then Villarreal. I'm saying most players. Jonathan David was a lucky one who didn't have to play through MLS or the college level from North America. They still had to play through MLS. That's the main point I'm trying to make. It's very hard for a North American player, especially without that European heritage, to be in Europe right off the bat. They have to at least play through an MLS academy or play through a college system or something of that ilk. Normally, Jonathan David is the exception to the rule I'm trying to explain. Without the European blood. Of course, Balogun, English, who was born in America, so he has American citizenship, but all he is a birthright citizen, which ironically enough, hilarious that Donald Trump had to go to bat for a birthright citizen, knowing how much he wants to get rid of that. But, whatever. Whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But most North American players who are North American have to go through NCAA or an MLS academy or even a USL academy to get noticed. And then, or Mexican players have to go through the Mexican teams, which is bad for them because they don't get sold unless it's like, I don't know, Pachuca. So, that's the point I'm trying to make. I mean, good for NYCFC. I'm glad to see they beat Chicago. It's been started. It's 2-0 Canada. Well, I think they're going to win the quarterfinal. It's the Olympics I want. I want the Olympics. I mean, of course, getting to the Olympics means you'll be at the U20 World Cup. I want both. Hell, I want the Pan Ams too. I want all three. But I think qualifying to the Olympics qualifies us to the Pan Ams, so that's like two birds with one stone. But either way, I want the Olympics. I don't just want the U20 World Cup. I want the Olympics. I want the Olympics. They discount us. Our players, we keep proving them wrong. Ali Ahmed, Luke, Liam Miller, Kyle Laren, just keep proving them all wrong. Fair enough. I agree, they have. But they got to build their way there. Eustáquio came up lower Portuguese clubs. Yes, but he actually was being looked at by Portugal, if you remember, at the youth levels. And he has Portuguese blood and a Portuguese passport. His brother wasn't as good as him. That's the difference. Moro wasn't as good as Stefan, which was the difference. As you could tell by now, Moro being a coach, I think he'd say the same, I think he'd say the same. And it's a water break at the 24th minute. Let me see if they do ads. Oh, they won't. Good. Either way. So, again, that proves the point I'm trying to make. He had the passport. He was being sniffed around by the Portuguese until he made his switch. 2-0, so. Nice. Look at promise now. Bundesliga at Stuttgart. He went to AZ Alkmaar in 17 years. Ryan Copen, if you're good enough, you can go to Europe at any age. Yes. So far. Levi went to Europe in 17 years. Yeah, but for some reason, MLS players, I mean, of course, Mexico shoots themselves in the foot, but it feels easier for like Central American players and Caribbean players to go to Europe earlier, in my opinion. And maybe that is the diaspora as well, the diaspora grouping. But it feels like the MLS countries get screwed unless that player, like a Pulisic or like a Eustachio, or as I was saying, in most cases get screwed. They have to prove their way there. It doesn't exactly seem that way for the Caribbean nations. The Caribbean nations actually probably, in my book, export more young players, and the Central American nations probably easierly and export more younger players to Europe without having to really see them play at the domestic league level or Caribbean Cup or Central American Cup level. Or if they they quickly get the move. I don't understand why that is. Like, I don't know how you can shit on MLS or the CPL and be like, but hey, this guy played in Ligue Haitienne or played in the TT Pro League or played in Liga Bonrural. That's good enough. What? But MLS isn't? But the CPL isn't? Come on. Like, you got to do way more to prove yourself. Like, do well at a U20 World Cup, or do well at the Pre-Olympico, or do well at the Olympics, or do well at a Gold Cup if you're a North American player. But if you're Central American or Caribbean, for some reason, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, I'm happy for it. But knowing CONCACAF, to me, it seems like it's way easier to be a Central American or Caribbean player. And Mexico has their own problems. They have their own. Most teams have way too high price tags on way too many players, and they just don't get moved. That's a difference. But the CPL and the MLS get no respect. Like, you got to do it at national level for some reason to get that move. But for some reason, the Caribbean, I don't understand it, quite honestly. But, you know, Schwanier and Saliba have been wanted all over. Good. Playing forwards Canada. Bostonberry. Bostonberry's looking pretty good. Yeah. Dude was playing at, what, a 4th division a couple of years ago? He did. He worked his ass off. I think Promise is a damn tough guy. I wish he'd get more time for the main team. I would love to see it. Dude's a fighter. He kicks ass. Header. Like, he came out of nowhere. I have a lot of love for Promise. I do, as a player. Free kick for Panama. I have a lot of love for Promise. Good. Okay. So what? Canada needs to get to the Olympics. Canada's trying to do this to grow their future, to try to teach their future how to play the system once they get to the main team, to get them to the Olympics, to get those moments to be seen by big clubs so they can grow in their development. So what? Skill issue. Thomas Christensen should be doing the same thing. See, that proves my point exactly, though. That proves my point exactly. Thomas Christensen doesn't need to do what Jesse Marsch is doing, because Panamanian players in the Central America, the point I'm trying to make, get to Europe easier than Canadian players. Make that make sense. It's a skill issue, but you know what? I'm glad Jesse Marsch is coaching these guys. They're playing damn well. I'd rather it be that than some jackass nobody's ever heard of like before. Or I don't know. Jason DeVos again? I mean, people have heard of him, but he was garbage. Like, no. And I think Herdman pulled this once before as well, I think. When Jonathan David was in the U20s, I think he pulled a similar thing right at the beginning of his men's tenure. I think in 2018. I think he pulled a similar thing where he coached the U20s when Jonathan David was on that team and such. I think he pulled the same thing. But, we're screwed. We're going to lose. Toronto's going to lose. I ain't heard any calls for a Pirate yet. I ain't seen any yet. So, yeah, we're going to lose. We're going to go into the Leagues Cup break with our asses kicked. Simple. Like, DC beat us. We actually played well yesterday, but we'll lose, as is usual. We'll lose as usual. But either way. 0-0. 2-0 Canada. Nice. 2-0 Canada. Because Canada, Toronto is shit. Or more so to the point, Robin Fraser is one of the worst managers I've seen in my life. And Toronto's had a lot of them. Ball crossed in. The dude doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Wild enough that a guy who's the right-hand man to a fraud, who gets carried by a number 10, a world-class number 10, and still does to this day, just a different world-class number 10 at a different club, would be even much... What? He wouldn't be less of a fraud. Oh, but he finished top of the West once. Okay, what has he done since? Oh, he got knocked out in the first round on Thanksgiving Day to the Portland Timbers that same season? Oh, wow. Didn't even finish as well the next year? Oh, wow. Hasn't made the playoffs with Toronto once? Not even close? Knocked out twice in the Can Champ at the first round? Wow. Okay. You're telling me the right-hand man of a fraud is going to be less of a fraud than the fraud? That doesn't make any sense. At least Greg Vanney has won trophies. Whether I call him a fraud or not, at least he had those number 10s carry him to trophies on both clubs. Robin Fraser's only had one thing, and that's called a first place that wasn't even a shield in the Western Conference. In 2021. And then the one game they play on Thanksgiving Day, his team loses at home. Down a man, by the way. Trust me, I remember that shit. I was live for it. And that should have been the red flag instantly. Nice. Point is, exactly, but at least Vanney won trophies. For better or for worse, I think it's all because of Giovinco and Pozuelo and Ricky Puig. Mostly because they were on the team and they carried the team with good players around them, but it was mostly them. And look at what happened to the Galaxy without Ricky, even with those good players still on the team. TFC's 2018 season didn't go completely off the rails because Seba was the one who never got hurt. But to the same extent. But when they rotate, if you remember, when TFC rotated, it was an absolute disaster. And who was normally not playing those games? Oh, yes, Sebastian or Pozuelo. Point is, at least he's won trophies. At least he's made a CONCACAF final. Whether it's not because of him, but at least he's made it. At least he could say he's done it. At least he could say he's done it. What's Robin Fraser done besides be by his side when he won one of those cups? And the one time he finished top of the West. Oh, yeah, nothing. Nothing. He's only won 9 games for Toronto FC. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even say Jordy is even a patch on freaking Seba. I mean, I like Jordy Mihailovic. Don't get me wrong. But he is not Seba Giovinco. He is not even Alejandro Pozuelo. Like, I'll be real. I love Alejandro Pozuelo as well. I'm going to say, I mean, I know Giovinco's better, but even Ricky Puig might be better than Pozuelo. But Pozuelo was still an MLS MVP. Jordy Mihailovic is none of those guys. None of those guys. Not one of them. And Oso's old as shit now, by the way. He's having a pretty good season, but I mean, when he plays as a 10, it's kind of disastrous. Like, let's be real. Jordy ain't any of those guys. I love Jordy. I've always been a fan of Jordy. I've always thought he was a good player. He's not any of those guys. None of them. None of them. None of them. I mean, I said world class. Seba was still world class in Toronto. Pozuelo looked like he could have been world class. Ricky Puig looks world class in LA when he's healthy. Jordy's never been world class. Even when he was in Montreal, he was never world class. If they don't, exactly. When is Ricky Puig coming back? I'd say, later this year? I would think. I thought it was like September, October, I thought. But who knows? Maybe he's out for the whole season again. I don't know. Worst case, next season. 36-minute. I get that, but Jordy's a good number 10 with a DP contract and can do a lot of things. Fraser can't use the no 10 excuse like he tried to use in Colorado. Fair enough. Over the bar. Fair enough. But wait. No, Armas was the guy who coached Jordy in Colorado. Yeah, no, Armas was the one who was there at the time. Yeah. Armas used him well. Speaking of former Toronto FC coaches, or current / former / either way, Armas used him well. I thought Jordy was one of the main reasons why Armas was doing so well in Colorado. I really thought that was one of the reasons why the system was working in my book. So he can play a pressing system, by the way. Since you can't really throw the baby out with the bathwater yet. If you did call the Pirate, he can play a pressing system. I thought he was one of the reasons why it worked so well in Colorado for Armas. To be honest, I thought so, but I don't know. Armas at least showed his teams can come back or give a true fight to the end. He beat Kluba on the road. Well, it was in LA, but true. Substitution for Canada looks like will be made. Or maybe not. Vogel was getting ready, but it looks like it won't happen. But yeah, I agree. Armas beat teams Colorado had no business beating in Leagues Cup. I agree, but that's kind of the same point. Well, YouTube put 2 ads there. Again, I don't control how many ads they put and what ads they are. That's YouTube's thing. I don't have a personal sponsorship. Playing Ford. It's just ad revenue, AdSense. Plays through. Headed away. Good. Header away. 38th minute. Canada's playing pretty well, though. Yeah, it's the summer. Exactly. Also, Armas still found ways to win to make the playoffs without Bombito. Exactly. And frankly, there were times where I thought they looked better without him. Especially that second half of the season. I mean, he wasn't even there when they made that Leagues Cup run. He moved as soon as the Copa was over. As soon as the Copa was over, he was gone. And I think they looked a bit... I mean, I love Moyes, don't get me wrong. And he's gotten much better. He's definitely grown even more since. But I love Moyes. But honestly, that Rapids team was better without Moyes. I mean, I'm sure they could have done what they did with Moyes. But, honestly, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. If y'all could put the final nail in his coffin, fine by me. Well, well, as I said, if they make the right decision and hire the right guy, by that I mean a pirate, yeah, I hope they do. I hope they do. Because getting rid of Fraser just to hire another jackass who does the same shit, yellow card for McKenzie. Yeah, it was kind of a dirty tackle. Honestly, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't make me mad. Now, the only time I'd be mad is if, like, they hired, like, right after it, Ronaldo Rueda or something like that, who's probably just going to be, like, a washed-up shell of himself and either gets hamstrung by the bullshit they've done already or is just not that guy, you know? So, but if they make the right choice in both ends, you know, I mean, there is a Leagues Cup break, you know. I mean, if it wasn't the World Cup break, this is the perfect time to do it. You have 2 weeks off. His best center backs was Maxu and Abubakar. That was not an ideal pairing, and the team defense got worse undeniably as time went on. Well, during Leagues Cup, it was great. Playoffs was different. That's probably when it went. The magic went away. I'm not getting a foldable phone. No. I'm not getting a foldable. No. I know they're not, but those just seem weird to me. I'll get a regular old iPhone, like, without the fold. If I wanted to fold, I get an Android. I mean, I know iPhones made foldable iPhones, but no. No. Give me a regular one. Peru and Chile, Canada's got some fire September window games. I mean, I like Baggio, but no. Baggio's up there. I'm not saying he isn't, but Fabio Cannavaro, Paolo Maldini, Baresi, Del Piero, Totti, Pirlo, Gattuso. No, he was a good midfielder, but not much else. Buffon. I mean, you could go on and on. Ancelotti wasn't that good of a player, but probably the best coach Italy's ever produced, I would say. Chiellini. I won't say Bonucci, though. So, there you go. Who's the best, though? I got to go Maldini. Headed away. Cleared away. I got to go Maldini. Paolo Maldini. Playing forward. Canada runs onto the ball, but the keeper will get there first. I got to go Maldini. Fraser's not won a match since April 4th. I know. It's been 4 months. It's almost been 4 months. If they're going to continue with this insanity, hopefully he lucks into one somewhere, but penalty for Panama. Players down hurt. It might be. Player down hurt, holding his leg. See what they check. Yeah. I will say the CPL has done amazing things for Canadian football, just watching this game as well. You could say we haven't won in 3 months, but we were off for 2. You could frame it however you want. yes, we haven't won in 11 games or whatever you said. Oh, my God. Yeah, he is on bricks of crack. You still haven't won in 3 months. We still lived through the 2 months that you didn't play in. I know I didn't want to talk about Toronto during the World Cup because I didn't want to talk about your bullshit. I still lived through those 2 months of watching World Cup matches and friendlies and such. All right? NF1. 6 minutes of stoppage time. That time still is real. That time is still real. Whether you want to admit it or not. Unless you're saying we live in a simulation, but I'm not even that much of a crackpot. Those months exist. And we did not win in those months because we didn't play in them, but we still didn't win. Which means we haven't won for 3 months. I'm not good at math, but I'm pretty good at deductive reasoning. And yeah, we haven't won in 3 months. So, I don't know. I don't care how you slice it. That's horrible. For a team with our expectations, even if you're bullshitting, which you are, a team with our expectations of where we want to be, we can't be losing have not won a game in 3 months. If the rebuild's truly over, we can't be losing games, and that should be a free kick for Canada. Red card! Canada's up a man! Canada's up a man for the rest of the game. Well, it could have been a second yellow too. Wait. Number 3 is the captain, Campos. That's a second, either that's a second yellow or red card. Doesn't matter. He's off anyway. But either way, Lev Yashin is the best goalkeeper. 14 bricks to be exact. No, Buffon. Exactly. Like, it's unacceptable to not win a game in 3 months where you haven't played for 2 of those. It's unacceptable. Exactly. That's even worse. Like, you still said 11 matches, no win. Even if you want to say the 2 months we didn't play didn't count. So that means we have lost 11 matches April, May, and into August, or into July, 2.5 months. That's even worse if you want to take away the 2 months. If you want to take away the 2 months we didn't play. Almost 2 months of games. We still lost 11 games. We have not won in 11 games. That's even worse. And yeah, that's probably about 3 months of games anyway. So, in a real schedule, in a regular schedule. So, 48th minute, Canada plays forward up a man. So, basically, I don't know what the hell. Honestly, you probably should have just stuck, if you were going to make any sense, you should have just stuck with the fact we haven't played in 2 months. Adding the number of matches makes it realize that it's still bad anyway. It's still horrible to have lost that many matches in a row or not won that many at all in that many matches. Exactly. If you're going to cover your ass, do it right at least. Don't mention the game. Just keep it at being off for 2 months. Yeah, he certainly ain't PR trained. I'm not saying I am, but I'm smart enough to leave out, well, we haven't won in 11 matches. I'd be like, yeah, we've been off for 2 months. Yeah, we haven't won in 3 months, but we've been off for 2 months. I mean, it's kind of hard to win when you're not playing, We'll figure something out. Sometimes you hit a skid, and sometimes that skid's pronounced by the fact that you had a break in between and then came back to a skid. That's life. That's sports. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. We're going to figure something out. Don't worry, guys. We're going to figure something out. What that might be, I don't know. But at some point, we'll figure something out. Our luck turns when we win a match. We probably go on a little bit of a run. Like, look at it like this. We went on a bad run, so that means we have to go on a good run, right? In theory, right? So, yeah, it sucks that this skid looks horrible. If I'm talking like him, I wouldn't say, well, the bulk of it's not my fault. But we'll figure something out. I wouldn't bring up the number of games. 50th minute, and Bostonberry's shoulder is... Did he get his shoulder popped out? Good tackle. Nope. Shot over the bar. Well, I'm glad that didn't go in. I don't know what's going on with him. Oh, so he's been like that in Colorado. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to his... He's been saying the same bullshit. Okay. Ay. Do you watch the banana baseball? Not really, no. Like, I mean, I've seen when they bring out players as legends and all that. I've seen that, but I don't watch the Savannah Bananas. Not that much, at least. I might next summer, considering the lockout's going to happen, but, you know. And Bostonberry, I guess he blew out his shoulder. I don't think he's injured. I don't know why he didn't play on the weekend and he only played 45 minutes against the Reds. I don't know. Like, I mean, he still does pretty well when he plays. It's the thing of, oh my God. Dead arm? Like, how do you freaking dislocate your shoulder on a tackle? The MLB lockout. Like I'm saying, I can't watch Major League Baseball next summer because the players are going to get locked out after the season's over. So I'm saying that if I wanted to watch baseball, I have to watch the Savannah Bananas because the MLB is getting locked out. I think his shoulder got dislocated off a tackle. Oh, the shot over the bar? Yeah, they do kind of suck. I thought this Panama U20 team was honestly better than this. Like, I thought they were going to be better. Like, this is nothing. This is absolutely a steamroll. Halftime, 0-2 at the half. Let's mark that as it is. Canada leads. Dominant game so far. Up a man for the next 45 minutes. See what they can do. Halftime, it's 0-2. Settle it all. Medio tiempo. We'll take a short break. The halftime with the stats. Get this one going. Nice. That's cool. No, it's just a labor stoppage for the MLB. That's all. A work stoppage. Because the union is out of their contract, the MLBPA and the MLB owners. The MLBPA CBA is coming out of date, so after this World Series. So if there's no new CBA by December 1st, they're locked out. Just like 4 years or 2022, 21, 22. Yeah. So I'm watching TUDNA. I thought they'd be better. They look like garbage. Like, Canada looks good, but Panama looks like garbage. Like, I've not been... I mean, how do you miss some of the shots they've missed? It's not like they haven't had chances. But putting one over the bar, one-on-one, bro, my God. I'd be off. I'd jump into a wall. With that being said, we'll take a short break, be back for the stats at the half. 2-0 to Canada. Settle it all. Medio tiempo. Canada líder. Sit tight, be back. We are back for the stats of the half. All right. We got 45% possession to 55% possession, 4 shots to 3, 0 shots on goal to 2. Panama did have a couple of counterattacks, but horribly finished. Or horrible attempts to try to finish, but either way. 125 accurate pass to 147, 83% pass accuracy to 80, 0 corners to 2, 151 pass to 184, 83% pass accuracy to 80%, 4 shots to 3, 0 shots on goal to 2, 24 throws to 4, 1 offside to 1, 0 yellow cards to 0, 0 red cards to 0, or 1 red card to 0. So now it's 1 yellow card to 0 and then 1 red card to 0. 7 fouls to 6. 0-2 at the half. 0-2 speed tiempo. Canada's been the better team. They've been very dominant. I'm surprised they've had less shots than Panama. Canada's been all over them. Has this game been sloppy at times, especially at the beginning for Canada? And even on the Panamanian side? Yes. Yes. It is a U20 game. Let's temper expectations a little bit. But Canada's done amazingly. They're doing amazingly. They're on fire. Even without Shola, which is awesome, they are playing a very perfect game when it comes to how this game goes. I gotta say, I'm very happy with what I see when it comes to Canada. They're playing a dominant game. Panama just don't seem to have it versus Canada. They just don't seem to have much comparatively. Panama does not look good. Dog so foul against Panama, of course. Canada's on fire. Canada's the much better team. Canada's the much better team in my book. And they're dominating this game, and Panama has had really nothing to give, and the chances they have had have went straight over the bar. Did you see Morrow score a pen last game? For Jolos, yeah? Honestly, didn't even... No. It was Jolos, yeah? Damn, Tijuana's top of the table. Yeah, against Leon, yep. And there's the reason why. They're top of the table. Are Tijuana actually good? Well, okay. We'll see what happens. Second half about to start. .227 till the second half. Minutes to the second half. About to begin. Now we'll change it. There's only 90 minutes to this game, of course. It's a group stage match. So, only 45 more. No worries about, well, of course, stoppage, but we'll review this game once it's over. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Central American Cup predictions. Because the Central American Cup starts in the midweek on Tuesday. Yes. So we will make that prediction video on Monday. Tuesday will be live for the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge. But I'll keep an eye on the scores, at least the early scores of the Caribbean Cup. We'll be live for the MLS All-Star Game on Wednesday and review that. Also keep attention to the scores of the the Caribbean Cup, which I think we might have pulled the same thing last year, but either way, where it was All-Star Game over Caribbean Cup, I think we pulled the same thing last year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, second half about to start. Here we go. The second half about to begin. Thursday we'll do games in the Caribbean Cup or Central American Cup this year for sure. Here we go. '45th minute. Cross in for Panama. Caught. We're begun the second half. Canada up a man for the second half. I mean, they were up a man during stoppage time as well. But Moises Richards is off for Carlos Rodriguez for Panama. Canada didn't seem to make any substitutions. Boston Berry's off for Lucas Lima. Okay, so they did make a sub. Boston Berry is off injured. That sucks for TFC too. Graham Roach tries to get it out, and it does not continue on his foot or into a place where he could run onto it. Okay, yeah, Boston Berry's out. And his family must be following him. I guess that must be what it is. Because he's going to have to go to a hospital in Mexico. I don't think I've ever seen a play like that in football so innocuous turn out to be a damn separated shoulder or dislocated shoulder. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. That's crazy. Playing forward. Goes down. Graham Roach cannot hold on to the touch. Damn. Daniel Odongo, ex-Colts linebacker, got deported back to Kenya for overstaying his visa since 2017. That's crazy. Why till now? Well, I don't know how he couldn't get another visa while playing for the Indianapolis Colts. But Gestures vaguely at the fact of what's going on right now. I'm surprised they couldn't figure out he's been overstaying his visa since 2017. Now, of course, as long as he's been overstaying his visa, the first 4 years, they really didn't do the same things they've been doing right now, if you get my drift. And then, either way, you really think an NFL team would have helped him take care of that, though. You really would. You really would think that Irsay would have helped take care of that long ago. You would think. And was Polian the general manager back then still? I don't know. But you would think the Colts would have taken care of that. You really think they would have taken care of that at some point in the last almost 10 years. You would think. So it wouldn't get to this. But, you know, the fact he got deported, well, gestures vaguely at what's going on right now. You know, so, I mean, I hate that for him, but you think the Colts would have helped their player keep a intact visa? You would think so, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't really a main player in that way, but you would think, man, that surprises me. Like, I don't understand how an NFL team would let it get to that. Like, I mean, I know the Colts are inept at things, but I think a lot of business sides would have tried to make sure that was above board. You would think, but you know, I don't know what else to say. That's crazy. The fact it got that far. '50th minute, Panama has the ball. Canada playing forward. Canada still has the ball. Pushed off the ball. Playing forward. Ball crossed in for Panama. Top of the box. Over the bar. Like you would think. Playing forward is Canada. Playing forward. I mean, Robin Fraser, he ain't better than Tapa Whitmore. He ain't much better. I think they both suck as bad as each other. They both suck. I can't say one's much better than the other. Oh. Damn it. Playing forward. '53rd minute. Timbers 2 playing tonight. Well, good for them. "53rd minute. "53rd minute. I know 21 Savage. Yeah. Yeah, That was like 3, 4, 5. Holy shit, it's been almost. Was that 2019? Shit. I feel like that was during Trump's first term when he got when he got deported back to Britain for that little point in time. I could have sworn that's so long ago. Either way, I could have sworn that was like 2019. I feel like that happened like around the Super Bowl in 2019. Unless I'm getting that confused with the ASAP Rocky thing. But those happen pretty close to each other. I do know that. I feel like that feels like so. Holy shit. But yeah, I remember. I feel like that was because I know Trump at least joked about the 21 Savage thing. Then he also tried to get ASAP Rocky out, but I know he joked about the 21 thing. That's the only reason I remember that specifically. Shit, that was 2019. That had to be like 2019. That was ages ago that he got deported back to Britain and got his visa back. Or got a new visa because of Jay-Z, which, of course, playing forward. That's out for a goal kick. But either way. Will you do the U20 final even if Canada loses? Probably not. Probably not. I think the only way I do the U20 CONCACAF final is because Canada's there. I think I'll try to do all the knockout games for this tournament for sure, but for Canada. But we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, I could have sworn that 21 Savage overstaying his visa and getting deported back to Britain like was pre-COVID. Both that and ASAP Rocky in Sweden. Both of that was pre-COVID. I could have sworn. It was so long ago. Playing free kick over the top. So. Playing forward. Playing forward for Canada. Chipped through, caught by the goalie. Canada still looks dominant, but I honestly am a little bit disappointed. They're up a man and they ain't done shit. I'm a little bit disappointed. Ball crossed in. Saved. How we doing? I was thinking Panama adapted to the red card sitting deep. Well, I agree with that, but Canada doesn't seem as... Honestly, Panama looked like they were down a man in the first half when Canada was all over their ass. Second half, not so much. It looks like Max Vogel is on for Zane Bruno, and McKenzie is off for Timothy Fortier. Well, the goal differential is definitely not going our way yet. Well, we'll see what happens with the Jamaica-Honduras game, but I think we need a couple more goals, at least. Honestly, no. I think that was crazy. The Portland fans were shouting reject at Diego Luna. That was crazy. Like, that was bad. Like, I gotta agree, that was bad. Like, I like Portland's, but I don't exactly know what the hell they were doing there. No, it's a top two. Oh, wait, no. It is two best third places, but... Okay, I disagree with that, son. The path would definitely be hell if we finished third. I agree. Hell, finishing the second best group winner would still probably be hell. Or third best group winner would still probably be hell. Third best for sure. Ball crossed in. Brought down. Cleared away. Canada needs to win the group. That makes things a bit easier. The question is which level group winner are they? I think the best group winner plays the third place team. And then you would hope that USA is the second best group winner. Or you would hope Mexico's the second best group winner. And you hope you beat them in the semifinal, or hope the team that plays them somehow beats them. You can still advance in third place, but you shouldn't want to do that. Two subs for Panama. 2-0 to Canada. 0-2. 64th minute. Playing forward, Canada. Ball crossed in. Shot. Goal. 3-0. Offside is Vogel. It's offside. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's, yep. Nope, I see it. That's way offside. I see it. Playing forward, Canada has the ball, plays it through, and that will be picked up. 65th minute. Still 0-2 to Canada after the Vogel goal, or offside Vogel goal, but it was offside. Going to stop watching this game. Canada looks way better saved. Yeah. I mean, I still got to finish it, and I still got to review it, but I understand why you wouldn't want to watch the game. Playing forward. Timbers 2 scored. Well, good for them. Playing forward. Graham Roach does not get on the ball. And he's pulled up limp. '66th minute. Shot over off the crossbar. 66-30. 66-30. 0-2 Canada. Just went off the crossbar. Corner for Canada. Sir, greetings from Panama. We support football always as real brothers. Yes, we do. Hello. Your U20 team does not look that good today compared to Canada's. Gracias. Gracias, mi amigo. Fanático de fútbol es nuestro deporte para Canadá y Panamá, para completamente de la CONCACAF y la mundo. Oh, it's a water break. Water break, hydration break. Thank you. Gracias. Water break. Pause de hydration. Thanks a lot, my friend. Gracias. De nada. Jamaica will be better than Canada. Jamaica will top this group. I mean, yeah, y'all do have John Marie Nolan. I know how good he is. TFC2 player. John Marie Nolan's a good player. I'm definitely afraid to see what happens there. Or not afraid, but I'm definitely, I won't say worried either, but John Marie Nolan could definitely take over a game by himself. I do believe that. And this Canada team is starting to get ravaged by injuries. Our best striker, injured. Bostonberry, damn good player, injured in this game. Graham Roach came up limp. We'll see what happens in the second, or when we play Jamaica. But I'm not saying y'all can't win. I do think Jamaica's under-20 team is better than Panama's. Panama, I thought were going to be better than this. I really do. I really did think Panama was going to be better than this. They legitimately have been, how do I say this nicely? Knowing there's Panamanian fans in here. You want the truth or do you want me to be nice? You want me to be nice. Remember we beat Canada before. Y'all did? Whether you're talking about the U20 level or I'm sure you have the U20 level. And or if you talk about the senior level that time, y'all won at BMO. Against Jamaica under Biello. Oh no. It still replays in my head. Don't worry. You don't even have to say it. It still replays in my head. It's up there with like 18-1. Babishkov is on for Graham Roach. That second leg's in my head like 18-1. Game 7 of the World Series, the 2018 CCL final. U20. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you probably. The first thing I go to is that second leg of the Nations League. But, yeah, that U20, yeah, and I was like, yeah, y'all beat us at the U20 level as well. Yeah, historically. Like, this might be our best U20 side, I think, in my book, to be honest. Like, we've had U17 teams go to the U17 World Cup before with regularity, with regularity. The disconnect is when it gets to U20. And I know Marsh is coaching this team, and I'm glad he is, but this seems like the best U20 team I've ever seen Canada have, to be honest. And they actually seem to be performing like that. So that is something to think about, even without Shola. That is something to think about. But Jamaica does have a very solid U20, U17, U20 team on the men's side and on the women's side, frankly. But on the men's side, I mean, Jamaica's U teams have always been solid. Like, they've always been solid. Which, it sucks. Speaking of disconnect, it always seems there's sort of a disconnect going to the main level for Jamaica. And I don't exactly understand that. It's not something I've ever really understood because I've seen Jamaica's youth teams play, and I've always been pretty wowed by them. I've always seen talent on those teams when they're U17s and U20s. I've always seen talent on those teams. And I always am a bit perplexed of why the JFF is a joke, which, I mean, I don't know if you know how I feel about that, if you either came here from around LFC's channel or not. I don't know. The main level, we lack a coach. Well, I mean, you had one, but even under Hallgrimson, and I think Heimir Hallgrimson was an amazing coach, but even under Hallgrimson, you didn't exactly develop the young players on the main team. Even, I guess, better, but they didn't really get that many young players on the main team under Hallgrimson, which that would have been the chance. So, like, I wonder how good Catamarteri will become. I think Bailey Catamarteri's looked pretty good on the senior team, but I need to see more. Dujon, Whisper Richards. Knowing is also, he was in Chelsea's academy. I think he still is. But he might become part of the loan army, which wouldn't surprise me. but it feels like Whisper's sort of flaming out, you know? It feels like whatever hype he had is kind of going by the wayside, which for Jamaica, I mean, similar story, different person. I thought Whisper was going to be something big. I really did. Not so. Not so. The JFF is a fraud. I mean, I agree. They suck. Yeah, the JFF is a joke. That's obvious. I agree. The JFF is a joke. Let's not forget, the woman's side is not exactly like it is the JFF, but the people putting the money forward for it is not the JFF. It's the Marlies. And you can see how much better the women's team is. The fact they've been to Women's World Cups in the past couple of cycles. That it shows. It shows. The JFF has less of a power towards that. Yeah. We not have that. We not have that. What? Facts, Ryan, all facts. Playing forward. If you're going to tell me we not have that, it better be worth it. It better be worth it once I get to try it. The jerk chicken and oxtails better be worth it if you're going to tell me we not have that. By the time I get it, it better be worth it. That's all I'm going to say. It better be worth it. And don't fool me. I know what I'm talking about. Don't fool me. I know what I'm talking about. Forget the jerk chicken. They burn the rice and peas that go with it. Oh, that's just a disaster. That's a disaster. That's a disaster. That's a disaster. That would piss me off. That would piss me off. You would be on my list. That'd be on my page 3. If you tell me we not have that and then you burn the rice and peas, I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. You gonna inconvenience me? It better be good. They burned the plant too. It's good, man. Cozinha de Colo Colo. Well, that's good for them. Exactly. They burned the plants too. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Spicy shrimp. How about we take a plate by itself? You know our plates? We smash up the last one. Battery. Me is a fortune teller. Nil 2. Don't get me mad. Ah. Don't. Oh. I don't even understand that. I don't even understand that. Burning a beef patty, I do not understand. I do not understand it. That makes no sense to me. Like how you manage to do that, I don't understand it. They burn the sodas too. What? Oh, no. Throw in for Panama. How do you burn a soda? '79th minute. Playing forward. Ball crossed in. Shoots! Oh, my God. Run to the goalie. What are we doing, man? 80th minute. At this point, yeah. See, that's the thing. You get both. Shot! Oh! Oh! Please let that stand just for the memes. Please, please, please. God, that was awesome. Off. Offside. Well, I mean, burn ends are... Those are called the jerk port burn ends. Well, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I can't get mad at that, you know. I mean, it's burn ends. I can't get mad at that. Now, well, you probably do, but, you know. I mean, burn ends are burn ends. Like, that's burn ends. Honestly, I prefer Jamaican jerk burn ends than frickin' barbecue burn ends, considering, you know what? Jerk sauce isn't as plentiful as barbecue sauce. So, you know what? Yeah. Actually, yeah, give me the jerk burn ends. For sure. Because, I mean, as you know, I don't mind barbecue, like smoked meat. I don't mind that. I don't like the copious amounts of barbecue sauce. Like, I'd rather some that has a dry rub or maybe a little bit of sauce, but nothing too messy, you know? So, yeah, I would say the jerk burn ends are actually better in my book because I'm not. You can't eat a burn end without sauce. Let's be real on that. You cannot eat a burn end without sauce. You're crazy. Like, even I'll admit, you're crazy. But there's way too much barbecue sauce on a burn end, barbecue-wise. You give me a jerk chicken or a jerk pork burn end, there's enough sauce. There's enough sauce. I'd actually accept that. But that's because I'm a redneck. That's because I'm a redneck. Like, that's a personal choice. That's, well... You can't eat burn ends without... No, you can't eat burn ends without sauce. You can't. You can't. It's not. No. No, you can't. No, you can't. But when it comes to barbecue, for me, if I'm gonna smoke meat, dry rub. I love pulled pork without all the barbecue. I like ribs without all the barbecue sauce. I like, you know what I mean, right? So I would rather. Damn it. Where's the good food trucks at Caravana? 84th minute. Where's the good food trucks at Caravana? Give me the good food trucks at Caravana. Come on now. Give me the good food trucks, eh? Jesus. Like, where's the good food trucks? I need to know. Who makes the best? Kansas, Texas, or Tennessee? Well, I mean, I've never been to Texas. I've never had Texas barbecue. It's actually Texan barbecue. I've never had Kansas barbecue. Default Tennessee. By default Tennessee. I mean, St. Louis style barbecue, you know. I mean, yeah. I don't think there's a Mississippi style. But, they need to be. I could see some of these guys playing on the senior team down the line, but this second half's been left a lot to be desired, actually. Honestly. It's like the reverse of the Qatar game. We dominated them before they went down a man, and now that they're down a man, it hasn't been the same. So, hey, Jamaican cooking is absolutely amazing. You know, Jamaican cuisine is top tier. Caribbean cuisine is top tier. I just know a little bit about the restaurants. I just know a little bit about the restaurant tropes. That's all. You know, well, at least the North American Jamaican restaurant tropes. But you know. But no, I mean, Caribbean cuisine, Jamaican cuisine, top tier. All the respect in the world. Like, I mean, when it's good, it's good. When it's good, it's good. Let me tell you, when it's good, it's good. There was no. Exactly. I haven't had much Trinidadian, though, to be fair. But, But I still don't understand how you. Either way. I mean, to me, being a redneck from the Delta, where no matter who you are, you make soul food, where you or whatever you are, whatever color, creed, race, gender, species, you make soul food, and you know how to make it. You know how to make soul food, being from the Delta, no matter who you are. And I guess there's a little bit of Cajun in there too, because it's the Delta. But you get my point. I think it's similar. Like I think it's a lot closer than you want to say. I think it's very like soul food and Caribbean food are very two wings of the same bird, so to speak. I feel like it's a cousin. You know, soul food is in the same family. They may not be brothers or sisters, but they're cousins, you know? And they're close cousins. They're like the cousins who love being at the family reunion. Like the 2 times they go a year. You know what I'm saying? And they freaking light up the like they bring the party. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It has a similar sort of feel to it. Now, I mean, I can tell it when I eat it. Could I cook it the same way? No, because I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Caribbean, even though I have a high love for the region and the culture. I am not Caribbean. I couldn't cook it the way they do, just like I don't think, well, I don't know, they probably could, but I think it's easier for them to cook soul food than me cook Caribbean food, but you know, probably. Probably. Probably, but I think there's a little bit more of, but I think there's a very close, yeah. There are differences, but I can tell it's the same family, you know, and it's easier for me to tell because of where I'm from and the fact that soul food is everybody in the Delta cooks soul food. No matter who you are. Like, I'm not some guy who freaking, I season my food, okay? Very well seasoned, okay? Like, you ask me to come to the cookout, you're going to get something good. Don't worry. You're going to get something good. Don't worry. 5 minutes of stoppage time, 2-0. So, you know, either way, 0-2. You're going to get something good. But, you know, jerk chicken is 99% identical to good old BBQ barbecue chicken with the char marks. Yeah, I would agree with that. But again, well, Henry, I do have Choctaw blood. You know that, right? Is it appropriated when I have native blood? I mean, I didn't appropriate nothing. I didn't appropriate nothing. I have Choctaw blood. What are you saying? What I make's appropriated? It's like 2%, Ryan. I still have it. Appropriated. I do have Choctaw blood. What do you mean appropriated? What do you mean appropriated? $92 minutes. By the rules of a leftist. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sure. Well, yeah, that's a good point, too. I'm just saying, by the rules of the leftist. I got more native blood than Elizabeth Warren. Come on now. She's only got, what, 0.2%, and I got 2%. I got more native blood than Elizabeth Warren, so. 92 minutes. Speaking of the rules of the leftist. Playing forward. Oh, shoot! Yeah. And yeah, soul food is more, I was answering his comment, but yeah, it's more, it came from Africa. Now, do I think natives probably had something to do with it once it got to America and they probably put their own, they put something of theirs into it as well? I'm sure that happened. I'm sure that happened, but yeah, it was more, yeah, it was more African cultures who brought the soul food over when, of course, they were brought over against their will. I'm trying to say that in a PG way. But I'm sure natives probably had a little bit to add to it. I'm sure that happened once they got to American shores, but I'm sure. But then everybody, at least where I'm from, no matter who you are, where I'm from, the Delta, everybody cooks soul food. So it depends on how it became just a culture in general of at least the part of the South. Like Cajun / soul food in the Delta, Creole, Cajun, soul food, all in the Delta, like in that area, everybody cooks it. I don't know how about the rest of Mississippi. I don't know about the rest of Louisiana, but I do know Greenville, Jackson, Leland, Biloxi, New Orleans, that area, everybody's on the same page. Exactly. Well, that's partially why I say soul food and Caribbean food are the same. They're like cousins. Header, goal, Canada scores 3-0. There it is. Exactly. So, I guess in the Delta it did get gentrified, but I'm just glad I make good food. Emmerich Fosting with its third goal. What a play. Brings it down and shoots it, and it's past the goalie. 90 plus 5. So that's going to be full time soon. For sure, yeah. Timbers win 1-0. Timbers 2 win 1-0. Full time, 3-0 Canada. Actually, I'll just make that full time. Since we were right there. Boom. 3-0 to Canada. 0-3 esta noche. But again, I guess the Delta did gentrify soul food, at least culturally. The Delta and Creole and Cajun populations in Louisiana, which are still the Delta, but they don't call it that. They don't call their side the Delta, but same thing. Similarly. Cajun, Creole, Delta Plain, Louisiana and Mississippi Delta are two similar cultures. Except Mississippi calls theirs Delta. I don't think Louisiana really calls their Delta Plain Delta. It's more just Creole and Cajun areas. 3-0 to Canada. I agree. I'm glad I grew up, or I was born where I was born. I'm glad. I couldn't imagine not having amazing food or being born into knowing how to make food or having amazing recipes and also growing up cooking, and also knowing how to season my food. So I'm glad. You know, it would be worse if trust me, I'm glad. If I was born anywhere else, would I fell in love with cooking? Maybe. Would it have been the same? No, it would not have been the same. It would not have been the same. So. Nice. Oh, which part of Mississippi? Well, I mean, I guess, which part? We talking about Delta? Or we talking about Golden Triangle, Starkville, Tupelo? Or are we talking about Biloxi and Waveland and Gulfport? Or are we talking about Hattiesburg? Or what are we talking about? South Haven, North Mississippi? Are we talking Tupelo, Starkville, Oxford, Meridian? What are we talking about here? Actually, I'm kind of interested before I leave. Not sure which part. Okay. Louisville's better. Louisville's better than the locals. I'm not surprised. Louisville's got a talented team, and I'm 1-0. Kind of surprised me a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. Hail State, baby, let's go. Hail State. That's what I'm talking about. Go to hell, Ole Miss. Hail State. Have you ever tried Del Taco? Once when I was like 5. I didn't like it. No. I ain't gonna go to Del Taco again. Nah. Taco Bell. If we're gonna go fast food tacos, give me Taco Bell any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Del Taco. And maybe it's been better. Maybe it's gotten better in the past 19 years. But I didn't like it. So Middle Eastern food is pretty good too. Canada cakewalk in this group. I wouldn't say that. Let's go. Addendum. Go to hell, Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin is a hoe. Heaux. Lane Kiffin's a hoe. I do feel sorry for Ole Miss for the Lane Kiffin thing. I really do. That was dirty. Lane Kiffin is a hoe. See, I mean, they kind of did, but they didn't. They still call themselves Ole Miss Rebels, but then, of course, they have the Land Shark. And they got rid of Colonel Reb for the Bear and then the Land Shark, but they still call themselves the Rebels. I don't know. I don't even know if they know what they're doing, to be honest. I don't even know if they know what they're doing, to be honest. Oh, by the way. Oh, it's better this way. Fins down. There we go. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a bulldog be our mascot any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Berea's awesome. But he is awesome. A bulldog as a mascot is much better than anything Ole Miss has come up with. Yeah, bulldogs are tough. Shockingly tough, if you don't really know. Mississippi State did it first, just so you know. We did it first. Bully came before Uga. Let's not forget this. Let's not forget. Mississippi State did it first. Bully came first. Bully was first. Uga did not come before Bully. Bully was first. Okay? Just so we're clear. It was always Bully was the first. It was always, and y'all stole our colors, by the way. Y'all stole maroon and white. Because historically, Mississippi State began as Mississippi A&M. We chose maroon and white first. Texas A&M stole the maroon and white from Mississippi State. They also stole the dog mascot idea, except they chose a collie instead of a bulldog, which that honestly defeats the purpose. But okay. That honestly defeats the purpose. But hey, at least we don't have a culty cheering crew. I mean, we were also a land-grant university, still are. who had JROTC or ROTC, but it never became a cult. It never became a cult thing. But if y'all beat LSU, I would laugh, so it's fine. But then it became a cult thing. But for y'all, it became a cult thing. So all I know is Mississippi State, we did everything first. Canada's on its way to a FIFA Under-20 World Cup. They got to win the quarterfinal first. Texas A&M is a jobber. Johnny Manziel and Jimbo Fisher, not the best reps, and people claim Shador and Prime are bad. Dude, I can't stand that, man. Shador and Prime don't deserve what they like. Deion Sanders is one of my favorite all-time football players and coaches. I think Deion's an amazing coach. He cares about his kids and the players that come through his team, even though now that Shador and Shiloh and even Travis Hunter are gone, he still cares about those kids. Deion's going to put the spotlight on himself because that's what he should do. Because if they win, everybody gets the credit, but Deion's going to get the credit. If they lose, every arrow goes at Deion and not the players. I think that's smart. And people say Deion's cocky. Deion's always came through in the end. And I said this when he was at Jackson State. Deion, he knows what he's doing. Is it taking a little bit longer than you want it to with Colorado? Sure. But I believe in Deion. I believe in him. And Shador, I think he had the right to be as he is. He's a damn good player, and he should be starting for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say that right now. And I think it's an absolute travesty the way that the Cleveland Browns are treating Shador Sanders, and the NFL is in general. Shador Sanders, he's a good kid. Is he cocky? Yeah, but that's because he's a damn good player, and he has the right to be. And it's kind of a similar thing to Diego Pavia. I mean, Shador's a better player than Diego Pavia, but I kind of have a feeling that Diego Pavia is getting the same treatment as Shador. Exactly. I do think Shador's a way better player than Diego Pavia, and I've always thought that, but Diego Pavia is kind of getting the same treatment in a way. I kind of believe that. I'm not saying he's better than Lamar Jackson, but he should be able to prove it. Like, I think Diego's a little bit more of a loudmouth, but, I don't think he was obviously... I mean, he was a Heisman candidate. He should be treated better than frickin' he has been. I agree that he should call out those reporters. Main eventer, always. Main eventer, always. I'm in the main event till I say I'm gone. I'm in the main event till I walk away, just like John Cena. Even if I'm not in the main event match, the main event comes with me. The main event comes with me. As you can tell, I love loudmouth cockiness, so that's not a problem to me. As you could tell. With that being said, yeah, Canada wins 3-0, and that was a little bit of a post-game segment, which was nothing about the game itself. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe, you know what it is. Shador's an inspiration to anybody to not give a fuck what the bigwigs say or try to do to keep you down. They ain't never seen anything like Shador, who's well-spoken, confident, and has 2 parents. I agree. I'll always be rooting for Shedeur. Always. Dude, Tom Brady, like, I mean, I know the Raiders didn't pick him, but Tom Brady gave Shedeur his endorsement, so to speak. I believe what Tom Brady says more than, I mean, of course I do, but I believe what Tom Brady says more than any writer or some jackass who works for the Cleveland Browns. Y'all don't know what you're doing because you ain't won none since, well, the only time you won a playoff game is Baker Mayfield, and y'all ran him out of town for Deshaun. Shedeur gets traded to the Raiders. I support it. Honestly, wouldn't be mad about that either. But Tom Brady sees in Shedeur what everybody who knows ball sees in him, I think. I mean, I'll listen to Tom Brady any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Tommy is Tommy. He knows his shit. But, I mean, I was a fan of Shedeur before Tom Brady ever gave his freaking endorsement to him. But what I do know is I'll believe in Tom Brady any day of the week over some jackass who don't know nothing. Cleveland fans, for the most part, want Shedeur starting. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback last year. Besides, well, I mean, Deshaun is garbage and he's coming off an injury, but, you know, I don't even think if Deshaun was good, they'd still want Deshaun over Shedeur, which, good. But Shedeur was the MVP. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback. I know, like third alternate, but he made it. But who cares? He was in the Pro Bowl. So, and he did play well when he played. It's not like he played well. I think, didn't he beat the Steelers late in the season? I think he did. Which led to the Sunday Night Football game that the Steelers had to win. Yeah, he beat the Steelers. Which, I mean, he played, I thought he played well. But, I mean, is that a big achievement? Not really, but it's not really a big achievement, but, you know. I mean, it's old-ass Aaron Rodgers coached by Mike Tomlin. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, I like Shedeur, but let's contextualize the fact it was Aaron Rodgers, old-ass Aaron Rodgers being coached by Mike Tomlin. Let's, you know. Without DK Metcalf, by the way. Without DK, by the way. And no, I don't think McCarthy is much better than Mike Tomlin. They both suck. They're the same guy. Yeah, the Steelers they won't be under 500 this year, just like they wouldn't be with Mike Tomlin. They'll be over 500. Well, I guess you have to be over 500 considering the new scores or records. They'll be over 500, don't worry. He's the same guy. They're the same guy. Oh, but Mike McCarthy is a Pittsburgher. He's from Pittsburgh. He rooted for the Steelers growing up. Yeah, they're the same guy. Mike Tomlin walked away. It was time to do so. And then they hire a guy who's just Mike Tomlin 2.0. But Aaron Rodgers played under him and won a Super Bowl under him. So, you know, it's great. But Mike McCarthy, similarly to Mike Tomlin, the last time he had playoff success was that Super Bowl. Hell, I don't know. Has Mike McCarthy won a playoff game any more recently than Mike Tomlin has? I feel like they're in the same boat. They haven't won a playoff game since the Obama administration. I think they're both in the same boat. All right. Seriously, what were they thinking? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. He still does have it, but he definitely shows his age. But what are they thinking? Like, what were they thinking? What are they thinking? Must be nothing. I mean, Mike Tomlin, actually, you know what? I prefer Mike Tomlin for one reason only compared to Mike McCarthy. Mike Tomlin was a good leader of men. Mike Tomlin knew how to hype up those players. He was a damn good players coach, but he knew how to discipline players when he needed to. Mike Tomlin was a good leader. Even if the players didn't end up going as far as they should have, the talent on that team, Mike Tomlin was a good leader. I don't see the same sort of buy-in that Mike Tomlin got for Mike McCarthy. I don't. I mean, I know the Tomlinisms and all that. Like, I do believe Mike Tomlin is a damn good players coach. I think Mike McCarthy's the Pillsbury Doughboy. I don't know how he pulls what Tomlin does. Being over 500, making the playoffs and losing in the first round. But he'll pull it off in his own way, but he'll pull it off in his own way. And then the Steelers will lose in the wild card again, like always. I mean, and well, I mean, if that's an asterisk, how's it an asterisk ring? How? And if it is, it's probably the same reason Mike Tomlin has an asterisk ring. So, before I go, I need to hear the asterisk. He played for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad TD interception ratio on a shit team like the Browns. He wasn't the problem. Because Rodgers won it for him. Okay, and Mike Tomlin's ring is an asterisk ring because the team who won the Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin was Bill Cowher's team. As soon as that team started unraveling, that's when the early playoff exits started. So, I mean, they both have an asterisk ring from the late 2010s, late 2000s and the early 2010s. Weirdly enough, the Packers beat the Steelers, but that was still the same Cowher team that, yeah, so. Either way, with that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams. Oh, that bust? Yeah, I remember how bad he was. Garbage. Dude didn't even watch film. I think he's the worst quarterback I've ever seen. And I watched freaking Nathan Peterman and Brian Hoyer. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, subscribe, hit that hi button to put this up in the algorithm, hit that join button to become a member, send stats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. After that long, unexpected post-game segment that was nothing about the game, I will see you for the review of this match. And I will see you tomorrow for the CONCACAF Central American Cup prediction video. And then Tuesday, we have the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge, live in RSR. MLS All-Star Game Wednesday, live RSR. Thursday, we'll do some Central American Cup games. 2 lives, 1 review, I think. Friday, TFC plays. So with that being said, I'll see you within the hour, and then I'll see you tomorrow. I'm riding, I'm out. Peace. See you.